Welcome back to another video, especially freedom. Today I wanted to talk about, I see a lot of eBay sellers going from eBay to whatnot and why I think that is and what I've seen in both markets. I am a seller on both of them. I mostly sell men's clothing, so that does help kind of keep it transparent. Most people I do watch also are selling men's clothing. But to get into it, I think a lot of people have gotten a lot more frustrated with eBay lately, right? eBay's policy changes, and it is a lot slower. So think about eBay as like, again, it's your traditional system. You take pictures, you take measurements, you post it, you wait for somebody to go on the app and find it and then buy it, right? Whereas Whatnot, it's a live stream. So let's say you're about a couple months into it, so you have about 30 followers, right? You grab one of these t-shirts, you show it, it sells, and then you keep moving, right? And you can get a lot more sales with Whatnot than you do eBay any day of the week. And I say that because let's say I'm only posting 10 a day every day on eBay. The most I'm probably going to sell that any day is 10 a day, right? eBay's not going to give me 100 a day every day if I'm only posting 10, right? Even if I have 1,000 item store, eBay's not going to allow me to sell 1,000 items, right? They actually throttle you back. A lot of people know about trust scores and everything else, right? So they kind of hold you back in some ways. Whereas with Whatnot, you can sell as much as you have, right? So most people, they take a while to sell on eBay, right? Let's say they do 10 listings a day. That probably takes them an hour to 2 hours from the pictures, the postings, everything like that. And then you're pulling orders. It's probably a 4 hour day. Whereas in Whatnot, I literally can get a bale, unbale it, put it on hangers if I want. I like hangers. That's my personal preference, but not a lot of people do, right? So they just literally cut it open on stream and start selling. Right then and there, they can start making money. So let's say their dollar cost per item is a dollar, even $2, but you're selling for $5. You're probably making $1.50 to $2 an item. But the speed in which you're doing it means you can make $200 to $300 that hour, right? So if I get 10 bales and I do 10 shows a week, I made 300 times 10, $3,000 just that week doing bales. Now, granted, Whatnot, you have to grow a following. That does help a lot, right? People are coming in, they're watching you. The more viewers, the more sales you get. Whereas in eBay, it doesn't really matter how many people follow you. Now, granted, there is that trust score, and you do have to have enough items to get that viewership to actually get those sales. So it's a little bit of both. I would say it depends on the person, right? But a lot of eBay sellers are going from eBay onto Whatnot. I've seen a lot of bigger names actually transitioning. And when I've asked them and had conversations with them, what I've seen is they're making more money on Whatnot. And a lot of that comes from, it's when you have too many items, right? So sourcing is not an issue anymore, right? So let's say I have 1 to 2 sourcers, I buy bales, I also go to my own thrift stores, I go to my flea markets. Now I have too many items where I'm going to spend 8 to 12 hours just listing 100 items a day to get the same sale velocity, right? Versus I go on Whatnot and I can sell it all in the same day, right? I can run a 4 hour long show, 10 seconds items, and just keep it pushing pretty much throughout the stream, right? Maybe 2 minute here and there intermission break where you're just kind of talking. But for the most part, you're pushing items. So your sale price will be a lot cheaper and whatnot, but you move a lot more items and it's a lot less work. That's what people I see really are enjoying Whatnot. It's a lot less work to literally just open it up, put it on a hanger, post the video, and start going and selling. It is a lot less work than eBay. Now, there's a downside, right? eBay does sell 24/7, but a lot of these people don't want to deal with that anymore, right? So the people I've been talking to, they enjoy the fact that Whatnot's a hit it and go, right? I literally get on stream, show my items, they sell, I ship, I'm done. I could be done with my entire day in 4 hours, right? I spend 1 hour sourcing, depending on where I'm going or picking up from a sourcer, 2 hour long show and an hour long shipping, and I'm done in 4 hours, got my payout, and the day is done, right? Versus eBay, I'm getting sales throughout the day. I got to answer questions. I got to do this, that, and the other. So Whatnot is a much easier sense of moving items. Now, again, sale price is usually a lot lower on Whatnot. So it's more about velocity. So I would say a lot of resellers I see are doing this is because they have more items. I would say if you have less items, Whatnot is not always the ideal situation. I say that because, again, you can move 50 items in a show, but if you can only source 50 items in a day, well, you're not making as much as you would on eBay, right? Those 50 items, I post 10 a day, that's 5 days, and it starts adding up my store bills, and I can make more money. So I just see a lot of people wanting to leave eBay to go to Whatnot, and I do see Whatnot is growing, right? So I used to see a lot more sellers. Sellers would have maybe 2 or 3 people in there. Not a lot of sales going on, where now I'll literally jump on and see 300 400 people in one show, 200 in another, 100 in another, 50 in another. So Whatnot is growing. I mean, you can look at the analytics. It is online. It is growing very quickly. It beats TikTok, it beats eBay Live, it beats Facebook Live, it beats all these other items, and it continues to beat them. So I would say it's something to look into, but a lot of the reason I see a lot of eBay sellers leaving is it's easier, and when sourcing is no longer an issue, Whatnot can make a lot more money. So it might be something to look into. Myself, I do both. I do different items, right? So my higher dollar value items that I know, like dress shirts, don't do so well on Whatnot, right? But I could post it on eBay and get 50 bucks for a Brioni or something like that, right? So it depends what you're selling. I think that's another big factor people should look into. If you're selling different items like graphic tees, they go better on Whatnot. You'll move it faster. I mean, if it's vintage though, it still can do very well, but you might make more on eBay. But if I got a whole bale of vintage, I can move it for $10, $20 a piece on Whatnot and get it all done in an hour. So it's just something I've been noticing. I figured I'd talk about it a little bit today. Is that I do see a lot of people transitioning from eBay to Whatnot, and Whatnot is still in the Wild West. It's not really regulated. So that because even the music you can play whatever you want. But it's just something I think not a lot of people are talking about. But what are your guys' opinions? I want to hear it in the comments of why you think people are transitioning and which one you're in and which one you want to be in. So let me know down in the comments. Other than that, have a good day.